A demo lesson plan showcases effective teaching strategies, classroom engagement, and clear learning objectives. And if you're looking for something like this, then you are on the right channel. Hello and welcome to Magnetic Learning. In this video, I'm going to share with you a sample of demo lesson plan which is going to be of great help to you for your demo teaching. So, without further ado, let's get started. Topic: Measures of length. Subject: Maths. Well, I have chosen measures of length, which is going to be a great topic for your demo, especially for primary or lower middle school maths interview. Here's a ready-to-use demo lesson plan, 15 to 20 minutes, designed to showcase interactive teaching, conceptual clarity, and assessment. So in your demo lesson plan, you are going to use your grade, duration, and topic and subject. These things you have to mention in your demo lesson plan, where grade level can be adapted as per your convenience. This is for 3 to 5 level as per your convenience, whichever class you want. 15 to 20 minutes will be the time duration, and topic and subject mentioned over here. First criteria, or we can say the subtopic of your demo lesson plan, which says learning outcomes. By the end of this lesson or this session, students will be able to understand what length means, difference between standard and non-standard unit of measurement, identify standard units of length like millimeter, centimeter, meter, kilometer, choose appropriate units to measure different objects like meter for what objects, centimeter for smaller objects, millimeter for very small objects. Measure small objects accurately using a ruler, and real life application. So these will be the learning outcomes. Next will be the teaching aid or teaching resources. What teaching resources or teaching aids you're going to use, that also you will have to mention in your demo lesson plan. Here you will use like ruler, measuring tape, meter stick, then few classroom objects like pencil, desk, door, books, and many more objects as per your choice and your need of your lesson plan. Then flashcards or pictures showing distances, for example road, football field. Then comes your whiteboard, chalkboard, and also other resources if you're using a PPT prepared by you, or you're using some multimedia, then also those also, if you're using maths lab, then that also you can mention over here. So depending upon your creativity and your convenience, you can write down the teaching aids and resources. Comes your lesson introduction. Here we are starting with the introduction of the lesson. Now here our purpose is to activate prior knowledge of the student and generate curiosity, which is the first priority, or you can say the most important need of your lesson plan. How are you going to activate the prior knowledge, and how are you going to generate the curiosity level of the students? So how can you do that? Well, here teachers' activity and interaction is the most important one. So how can you do that? Suppose that you're holding up two pencils in your hand and you can ask questions to the students, one short pencil, one long pencil, and you may ask questions, which pencil is longer? Students will answer. Then you may ask, how did you know? Did you measure or just look? and then you can continue and talk about non-standard units of measurement and introduce few non-standard unit of measurements, and then lead to standard units of measurement and explain that why standard unit of measurement is important, and ask questions that what are some things we measure, or you may explain the need of standard unit of measurement, that to compare length properly we need to measure using standard units. And then you may ask what are the things we use some measure what are some things we measure using length, like say rope, table, height, distance, etc. So these all things will increase their curiosity level and will lead to classroom engagement. And this is what your lesson plan should be all about. If you have mentioned something in your resume that um, uh, you're very good at classroom engagement, then your demo lesson plan or your demo teaching should reflect that, and this is how you can show. And next will lead to lesson development, which is step or body of the concept. From here you have introduced the topic length, measures of length. You have introduced centimeter, you will introduce millimeter, centimeter, meter, kilometer. You will write on the board millimeter, centimeter, meter, kilometer, and then explain that centimeter is used for measuring what, or millimeter is used for measuring very small objects like the width of the paper clip, or centimeter is used to measure book or pencil, like that meter is used for classroom door height, or kilometer is used for measuring distance between towns. And you can show visuals or real objects for each of this, and for this you can use your teaching aid. Here your teaching aids will be also used. So whatever you have planned for will be coming up like this. Then comes your demonstration, hands on. Now here activity will be there. Show how to measure pencil with a ruler. Align one end with 0. Read the number where the object ends, and then you will lead the topic, explain nicely, and let a student volunteer measure an object. So here one activity will be also there. Choosing correct units, thought-provoking questions, curiosity building question. So how will you do that? You will ask questions. Fine. You can ask questions like which unit will you use to measure the classroom length? They'll answer meter. What about the distance from school to park? Which unit you are going to use to measure that? Children by now they will understand kilometer, the length of pencil, your book, your table, your desk. Use all the objects, make it very real, and make it like this. Real life application will be there. Student will be connected to real life application, and so this will meet your objectives also, your learning objective. If you want, you can use one mini activity if you want, if time allows. If you feel your classroom is going smooth and everything is going perfectly, you can even use one mini small activity here. Show pictures or real items and have students call out the correct unit. Then comes the conclusion or the closure. This will take 3 to 4 minutes, and you can have a quick recap Or oral quiz you can conduct by asking few questions. What is length? Or name 4 unit of length, where children may answer meter, centimeter, whatever they have learned in the classroom. So that is going to have a very positive effect or impact of yours class if they're answering well, on the panel sitting over there. Then what tool do we use to measure a pencil? So whatever you have taught in the classroom, on the basis of that, prepare few questions and keep the expected answers ready. Or you may have an optional, in place of this, you can have exit ticket activity also done. That is, ask student to measure one item on their desk and write its length in centimeter. So these things you can ask the students to do and have your demo teaching conducted in a manner which fulfills all the learning objectives, which will also make the panel understand that your whole teaching, demo teaching, is aligned to your demo lesson plan. Then comes the reflection for the interview discussion. This will be ready to tell interviewers. The questions may vary, but here few questions I am including. How you would differentiate for mixed ability students? Like mixed ability students will be there, then how will you differentiate? What will you do? What efforts you will put on from your side? Group work, visuals, hands-on activity from your side you can answer. Next, how you would connect real life. So now here measures of length, where measures of length is used, yes, like in sports, in traveling, in construction. So like this you can answer the question. Then you can then comes your question, how you would assess learning? Through observation, through questions, through quick check on what they are doing. So these things you have to keep in your mind, that the questions will come after the demo lesson teaching also. When you will do your class teaching, then you have to keep yourself ready for your reflection time or reflection period also, which will come from the panel side. Now here I share the best tips and strategies to help you stand out with confidence, clarity and professionalism. The tips will help you deliver a demo that's polished, memorable and impactful. Tip number 1. Use visuals and be interactive. Here visuals should be clear. Whatever you draw or write should be large, should be visible clearly, and whether it's flashcard or whatever you use should be clearly visible. Be interactive. Ask questions to keep students involved and engaged. Time yourself and show confidence. Aim for 12 minutes in total. If you have prepared your demo teaching lesson plan for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, but aim for 12 minutes or 15 minutes. Keep it always short, because the shorter you keep, the most impactful it will be. Use positive reinforcement and clear explanation. Hard copy of lesson plan. Whenever you go for your demo lesson, demo teaching, always keep a printed copy of your lesson plan for the panel. Bring a printed copy and give to the panel for reference. These, if you keep in mind, then you are going to have a very impactful demo teaching. Now I shall share with you the demo lesson plans format. To begin with, lesson plans requirements. What you have to include in the lesson plan: name, your designation or what you are preferring for in the resume, a little description of that, PRT level or TGT level, whichever level you are looking for, which subject you are applying for, that you can write down over here. Name, your name, candidate's name, then comes your grade, which class this lesson plan is for, then comes your subject, which subject this lesson plan is for, like maths here, then comes your topic, measures of length, then your day, then comes your date, and then period. Randomly you can just write down whichever period, leave it blank only because you do not know which period you're going for, but because you're giving a lesson plan, so you must know what are the requirements or what all you need to fill in the lesson plan. So after filling up this, you can continue to the main format, which will look somewhat like this. I'm sharing this format with you, where you will have concept, name, learning objectives, day, date, period of the day, introduction, body concept, activity, closure or conclusion you can say, teaching resources, what teaching resources or teaching aids you are going to use, assignment, what assignment you are going to give after completing your session, and reflection or follow-up, which will remain blank right now because it will be written after you have completed your session, after you have completed your class. So which we have already discussed in one of the subtopic, reflection, where the panel is going to ask you few questions. Whatever we have discussed till now under the subtitle or subheadings, same thing has been written over here in the different columns. Like here, learning objectives have been brought down here. Understand what length means, identify standard units of length, measures small objects, and real life application. Then this column, which is date, day, period of the day, which is to be filled by you. And then introduction, begin the class by asking questions to activate prior knowledge. And this is the language. How are you, here I have shown you the how you're going to use the language in lesson plan format. What kind of language is used in the lesson plan format? Like here, begin the class by asking questions to activate prior knowledge, hold up two pencils. How you are going to jot down those points in a lesson plan format? Like two pencils, you can draw the picture, or you can stick the picture of two pencils in your lesson plan to make it look attractive, you know, so make it look presentable, and ask questions. So what questions you are going to ask? One or two questions you will have to jot down. Which pencil is longer? How did you know? Then you will introduce some non-standard units. Then you will explain that to compare lengths properly we need standard units, and from here you will introduce the topic, measures of length. What are something we measure using length? And then you will come to the main body concept, where you will write on the board millimeter, centimeter, meter, kilometer, and then you're going to explain millimeter, which is very small unit, Then you use it to measure very small objects. Then centimeter you use to measure pencil, book, like that, the different units and how you use them. Then demonstration, you will use hand-on activity, show how to measure a pencil with ruler, and then there is a mini activity which is involved, show picture of real items and have students say correct unit. Then you come for quick recap or oral quiz. Then you will write down few questions, whatever questions you're going to ask, 2 or 3 questions you write down over here. And then optional exit ticket is optional, either this or that, whichever you are going to use. I have written both, whichever you feel like you can opt one. Ask students to measure one item on the desk and write its length in centimeter. Now in teaching resources, you, instead of writing the names, you can paste the pictures that will look presentable. You know, like rulers picture is there, then the measuring tape is there, few classroom objects like here book is picture of book is shown, then flashcard of pictures showing distance, and whiteboard or chalkboard. Assignment, what assignment you're going to give? Ask students to find out real life examples where we use length. This kind of assignment you can give, and reflection will be done later. Later here means after you have completed the class or your session, then you find out what went well or what need to be improved. So here in this case, you will leave it blank. So if you have found the session to be interesting and helpful, then please do like, share and subscribe to my channel Magnetic Learning. And for more videos like this, you can refer to the links provided in the description box. Until then, keep learning, keep growing.